What's going on, guys? It is Nightmare, and we are going to be making the first official part of What If Deku Was the Avatar?
Also, also, I'm here, guys. It is, of course, Rising is Rising Up the Ranks as always, but this time just on my friend's channel, or this channel specifically.
Alright, so if you guys didn't know, me and Rising, I'm pretty sure I said this last part, but me and Rising will be doing this series together, and make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe to his channel and my channel. So after the further ado, cue the intro. So,
Okay, okay, guys. If you like me on this channel, we decided that if you like me on this channel, I'll help out more with this channel and be, but only if you guys like me more.
and then I'll if and then we're talking like we're trying to discuss if I'm gonna make some vids on his channel, and if you guys are fans of mine that also watch his vids, just let us know down in the comments. It'll make it way easier. All right, so let's get into the what if. So where do we? So I think where we last off last time was Deku was being born, right? You want to pick up from there?
Yeah. So as we explained last time, that instead of the examination being when they're four, which made sense a lot in the series, they're gonna be making it when their four was born. Even though, um, when in this series, when babies are first born, you can instantly tell. Like, it don't matter about their bone structure this time, but it matters about their energy. They have special doctors that sense if a person is gonna be quirkless or no quirk have a quirk. But basically, Deku born without quirk. Kachan, he's still developing the relationship with Bakugo or Kachan. I personally refer to him as Kachan. Yeah, he makes all those friendships, but I'm gonna let nightmares take over from here.
All right. So one day, when after Bakugo found out that Deku was quirkless, he started spacing himself from Deku. He started calling him Deku, calling him useless. And one day he really took it too far. Bakugo and his gang were beating Izuku up so much he was at the point of death. And then this is where he tapped into his avatar state. And he because he is proficient in wind, he immediately just shot a blast of wind out and immediately canceled out canceled out Kachon's explosions, and knocked the bullies back. The bullies were so shocked by this, they picked up their stuff and ran and just left Kachon there speechless. You can pick up if you want.
Yeah, he left Kachan completely speechless. Deku was was about to finish Kachan. He was in such an his state of mind was not in the right place at all. He was going to kill him. But at that very time, a teacher noticed and just told Deku to calm down. Just calm down. And Deku passed out. The strain was too much from going into that space. And
So,
also, Aang also had a major role in that. For you guys who don't know, Aang was very much a passive guy, and he did not want the future Avatar killing no one out of rage and not duty itself. So
so when Deku passed out, he was entered into a world that was unlike his own world. It was beautiful, peaceful. You saw a bunch of other animals all living in harmony. and that's where his father popped up. So I don't know if we guys already mentioned this, but we're gonna have it a little different in this series. All the avatars are going to be connected through blood, and so is One for All, but that's gonna be told in a little later. So when Deku wakes up, his father is standing there, and he is like, Izuku, what are you doing, son? Was this the way that your mother would want you to be raised? And since Izuku's dad died when he was 2, he didn't have much memories of his father. So he was like, who are you and how do you know my mother? Until he realized that that was his father. And this is where Aang popped up and said, yes, me and your father here had a lot of work in you passing out. Because if you did not, you would have killed that teacher and that young boy. And we, as the avatars, seek want to seek peace and not violence. You can go.
Avatar, sorry, the avatars do seek peace, not violence, as Aang and Deku's father would say. Deku's father was just staring at him, saying, "How old you have gotten?" But still, I need to explain to you something. Your duty is to protect this world. And also, for the guys who don't, this is like a side note. Everything in Legend of Korra, if I have mass mentions for Legend, have happened. Actually, I will explain that. But when the human, that Aang would cut in and just say completely, the human race, it has definitely evolved since the last time I have seen it, but not for a good way at all. The human race seems so violent now. Your quirks, as you call it. The quirk is an evolution of bending. In this case, you do not have a quirk. You have bending itself. You are the avatar. And Deku's father was also cut in and say, find someone with the all for one quirk. And you will feel that special connection to them. Once you once you find them, you will feel that special connection.
Deku was
And
like, what connection? And what is all for one? This is not making any sense. Dad, let's go home. What I don't know who that man is and I don't know if this is real or not, but I just want me and you to go back home.
Deku's
And
father, Deku's father, I don't think we know his name, but Deku's father did say, son, I'm sorry, but I can't come home. Tell your mother I love her, and when you're older, we'll explain more to you. And Deku wakes up. You could, you could go.
alright. When Deku wakes up, he is stunned. He is confused. All he knows is the feeling of warm and familiar, and the feeling that he knows those people. He just doesn't know where he know them from. I think I pretty already mentioned this, but all of them are connected from bloodline. So Aang will be like his great 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 grandson. I mean his great 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 grandfather in this timeline. So he will eventually find out that they're all related, but he will find this out when they're older. So Deku will run straight past his mom when he gets into his house and straight into his room, trying to find out what happened and who are those people and why couldn't his dad follow him. And this is where we're going to have a major time skip. So since he's like 6 right now, right? Rising? He's 6 right now,
He's
right?
about 5 to 6 years old, and
Alright,
he's
alright,
really dumb. I just want to say this: 5 to 6 years old. He's smart for his age, but he's dumb. He's dumb.
alright.
Just
So
that this will explain a lot more in the future.
All right, so we're going to have about 10
Uh,
year, 9 year
no, no,
time
no.
skip.
He's 6, and most people start high school around 14. So it should be like an 8 to 7 year time skip. Yeah, actually 7 year time skip. It's a 7 year time skip
All right,
because
so all right, so after the 7 year time skip, Deku actually became very fluent with airbending and earthbending and fire. All he's really having trouble with was water. He met Avatar Aang and his father very frequently. He also met Avatar, what's her name? Avatar
well,
Kyoshi to help him with his earthbending. So in this timeline, Deku will be a world-renowned person. He'll be very famous because he was the first person to have three quirks, but has the bone structure. And at birth, they found out because the energy that he will never have a quirk. So they've been testing him, and he become like the poster child of like a new generation, a new breed of people that don't need that bone to have a quirk.
and also what I wanted to mention was he is very proficient in firebending, but the only thing is his father knew a lot of techniques, but he's not truly a firebender. To be, this is like my personal canon, by the way. To be a true firebender, you have to have something, your own technique. His father created his own technique, which is called dragon's flames, which he was taught by actually he was taught like a prototype of it by actually Aang, because for those who didn't watch the series, Aang would actually have seen the dragons, and he related the information. Deku's father created an attack specifically designed to reimagine the dragon's dance. But other than that, he is very proficient in fire, and he have made headkins. And Melissa, for those who don't know, she's basically just a movie character. Melissa is stunned. She wants to be that new generation of human who don't need the bone structure to have that quirk.
The
Much
reason
like
why we said that he met Melissa because he actually met All Might way earlier in this timeline, around the beginning of like the end of elementary school. Are you okay with that, Rising?
oh yeah, totally, totally.
All right, so he met All Might, and All Might actually knew about the Avatar state and the avatars because, like I said, the avatars and One for All so are always connected. So One
Oh
for
yeah.
All
Actually,
will
we should
be
probably go into
the
more detail
avatars.
about this
All
bodyguard.
right,
I'm sorry.
so
Yeah, we should go into more
base.
detail about this.
All right, so basically, One for All is the protector of the avatars. So
And how this happened was this was before, was way even after Korra, even after Korra. Basically, one of the avatars, I won't say any name too specific because you already know, but he, let's just say the first person, the quirkless, well, supposedly quirkless boy that met the Avatar, and he wanted to stop his brother, and the Avatar needed to bring peace, and they were friends, like best friends, and they are permanently infused with each other to bring balance to the world. Oh, you could go.
all right. So this is why he met All Might. All Might had to protect his father, and he was very deep in sadness when his father actually died because him and his father were very close friends, like brothers, if you would say. So him and Melissa will actually meet because Deku, yeah, even though he's very strong and he has all the traits of the avatars put together, he's still plain old the nerd Deku he always is, who he's still into all that, and that's where Melissa comes in. Melissa, like Rising says, heard about Deku from her uncle, and she always wanted to meet him because she thought maybe she could be into the new generation of the people that didn't have to have a quirk to, will have to have a bone structure. Well, didn't have the bone structure to have a quirk. So she and Deku started like Aang's team avatar. So far it's Deku and Melissa.
Also, I wanted to say this. Two things actually. Endeavor has met Deku, and he's fixated on Deku on being friends with Todoroki because Deku, proficient in fire, so he could teach his son. And also, Melissa is potentially can have it because Todoroki don't know. This is the avatar can take away. It's called energy bending. The avatar can take away a person's ability to bend, and I'm gonna say right now that they can give a person ability to bend. It
Or
basically like
quirk in this
well a
timeline.
quirk, and yeah, it's basically a quirk, and it's like certain chi points. Let's say that yeah, it's chi points in your body that allows you to have in this case a quirk. In other cases, a a bend ability. So once Deku actually learns how to do that, Melissa's dreams will fully be developed. Like she will be very happy.
And she'll be a very strong asset to Team Avatar, if you were to say. So, also since Endeavor was fixated of Deku and Todoroki being friends, not just the fire, he can teach him how to learn ice, which Deku hasn't really been master of this, but he has shown feats to be able to control ice on multiple occasions. So Todoroki and Baku and Deku and Melissa are actually very good friends. So I don't know if Rising. Let me know if you're okay with this.
Yeah.
Uh,
Also, what I wanted to say is, for those who don't know who not kept up with the manga, this is a total manga spoiler. So skip past it if you really don't know. Dabi, which is Todoroki's brother, by the way, if you didn't know. Um, Dabi himself is actually really good friends with, Deku and all that because Deku generally is like he's generally that person that he can rely on. And Endeavor is when Deku's around. Endeavor isn't the type of person he is usually, beating his kid brutally because he
he's
knows.
a really nice dad. Like he's actually a dad. Like he
Yeah,
loves his kids.
yeah, and
Deku's
this
around.
is this is mainly because he's the Avatar. He's supposed to bring peace. So if Endeavor brutally beats his children around Deku, Deku's gonna absolutely flip out on him and take away, if Endeavor even knows about this, take away his quirk. He will never let Endeavor do this ever in a million years. So the whole Todoroki family is whole. Besides, the mother, because she had a mental breakdown from the abuse. But even she, like, is way better. Is way better now because Endeavor is not was actually kind of taught by Deku to respect his family, and that's kind of what I wanted to say. That's what I really wanted to say. But
Uh, so Deku one day. So let's have another time skip to the end of middle school. So Deku, Melissa, Todoroki, they're great friends. Like we already said, team Avatar. Uh,
and
and
also and also I want to mention one more thing. Deku, since he actually does know how to use the blue flames because Dabi, like I said earlier, taught him. Dobby actually taught him how to do this ability, and it burns way hotter than any other fire Deku knows.
And
Go.
combining with his avatar state, the blue flames can be deadly. Alright, so in this the end of middle school, it goes the way it goes. The teacher walks in and says, "What do you guys want to be?" He throws out the paper and says, "I know you all want to be heroes." So Bakugo then does his little rant, but there's a little different. He goes, "I will be the number one hero. None of you fools will ever, in a million years, ever be as good as me and Izuku." And he says this because he has some, even though he doesn't want to admit it, he has a lot of respect for Izuku being as strong as he is. And it's like one of a two-way rivalry. It can form into a friendship later on, but for right now, it's just like a huge rivalry that they have uh, that can turn into a friendship. So he says this, and then everyone is like, "Hey, that's not fair. We can be heroes." And they look to Deku because Deku's like the peacemaker, the one thing that can calm down Kachan in the class. And he's like, "Tell him, Deku." And Deku is like, "Hey, the man's kind of right." And after Deku says this, it really sinks in that they really can't be heroes. At least go to UA. So,
I'm sorry, I actually interrupted his ear, but that was super funny. That was actually super funny. But yeah, it really is true, though. They could never be as great as Deku or even Bakugo.
alright. So, after class, Bakugo asked Deku, "Hey, we're gonna be training. You wanna meet up?" And Deku's like, "Yeah, just let me get my gym stuff from my house, and uh, me and you can train." So this is where he runs into a girl with long brown, long black hair, and her name is. And this is where we're gonna be ending part one on what if Deku had was the Avatar. I hopefully you guys enjoyed, and make sure you guys subscribe to Rising's channel. Rising, you got anything you want to say?
Uh, really not that much. Besides, just enjoy the series.
So I hope you guys enjoy, and it's been Nightmare and Rising, and we're out. Peace.
Peace.